Today's daf is daf pei. We're going to begin on daf ayin tes on Beis by the Mishnah. In Megalim Mei Medaka Eretz Yisrael, you're not allowed to raise a small domesticated animal, for example, sheep and goats, in Eretz Yisrael, as they graze on people's crops. Megalim B'Surya, you're allowed to raise them in Syria, despite the fact that with regards to many other halachas, Syria is mamers like Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, and in the wilderness of Eretz Yisrael. You're allowed to raise a behemoth daka. In Megalim, Tarnagim B'Yerushalayim, you're not allowed to raise chickens in Yerushalayim, due to the sacrificial meat that is common there. There's concern that chickens will pick up garbage that imparts tumah and bring it into contact with meat, thereby rendering it tummy. Like Kainim Eretz Yisrael Ne'atadas, and Kainim may not raise chickens anywhere in Eretz Yisrael because of the many foods of the Kainim's possession that must be kept ritually pure, truma. In Megadlim Chazirim B'chol Makom, you're not allowed to raise pigs anywhere. A person should not raise a dog, unless it's tied with chains. A person is shugim liyenim, or may spread. One may personally one may spread out traps for pigeons only if it was performed at a distance of at least 30 ris, which is 8,000 amas, from any settled area, to ensure that privately owned pigeons are not caught in the traps. You're not allowed to raise small domesticated animals, sheep or goats in Eretz Yisrael, but you may raise them in the forest of Eretz Yisrael. But Syria and Syria feel to be issued even in a settled area. And needless to say, it's permitted to do so outside of Eretz Yisrael. One may not raise small domesticated animals in settled lands of Eretz Yisrael. One may raise the wilderness that is, you're allowed to raise them in the wilderness that is in Yehuda, and in the wilderness that's in Yehuda, and in the wilderness that is in the border of Akku. And even though Chacham say that one may not raise small domesticated animals, nevertheless, one may raise large animals. The fish engage in all tzibur elim k'nei tzibur chil namid. Now, the Chacham should not issue a decree upon the public only if the majority of the public is able to abide by it. It's possible for someone to bring small domesticated animals from outside Eretz Yisrael in the event that they are needed. But it's not possible for someone to bring large domesticated animals from outside of Eretz Yisrael whenever he needs one, since there's a constant need for them as beasts of burden. And for the Chacham, did not issue a decree with regard to these types of animals. And even though they said that one may not raise small domesticated animals, one may keep these animals 30 days before the Yom, the regal, and before 30 days before a wedding feast of a son. Provided that he does not leave the last one, the animal which is purchased immediately before Yom Tov, for 30 days. So that enough of regal, that does mean why to say that the Yom Tov has passed. From the Yom Tov has passed in 30 days, it elapsed from the time that he bought the animal until now. By name plus Mishra Sharish. So it shouldn't enter your mind that if the Yom Tov had passed and 30 days have not yet elapsed from the time when he bought the animals until now, he may keep the animals until 30 days have elapsed. Counter this, the Brisa says, but we do not say this. You You do not say it's permitted to keep it for a total of 30 days, or rather, once the Yom Tov has passed, you should not keep it any longer. Okay, Vice says now the daf and a butcher may buy small domesticated animals and shech them. And again buy small domesticated animals and keep them for a while. Provided that he does not keep it, the last one of them that he bought beyond 30 days. The students asked Rabbi Gamliel, what is the halacha with regards to raising small domesticated animals in Eretz Yisrael? It says it's permitted, but our Mishnah says you're not allowed to. Rather, the text of the Brisa must be amended. They actually raised the dilemma before him. Ma'ul the shahais. What is the halacha with regards to keeping them for a while? It's permitted. Provided the animal does not go out and graze amongst the flock. I don't want you to tie it to the legs or the bed in the house. There's a certain incident involving a certain pious man who was groaning, he was suffering due to the pain in his heart. Those caring for the man asked the doctor what to do for him. So the doctor said there's no other remedy for him. They should suckle warm milk every morning. And they brought him a she-goat and tied it to the leg of the bed for him. And he would suckle milk from it every morning. Days later, his friends came to visit him. When he saw that the she-goat tied to the legs of the bed, they turned their back, saying, there are armed bandits in this man's house, and we're going to visit him. They refer to the goat in this manner because small animals habitually graze on the vegetation of animals, thereby stealing their crops. They sat down and investigated this guy's behavior. And they cannot find the sin to him except the sin of keeping the she-goat in his house. A man himself said at the time of his death, I know for a fact that I have no other sins to me except the sin of keeping the she-goat in my house, as I transgress the statement of my friends. Rabbi Shmuel says, the members of the father's family were amongst the wealthy property holders of the Amper Galilon. For what reason were they destroyed? The fact that they would graze flocks in the forest. Also because they would judge cases of monetary law by means of a single judge. Even though there were forests close to their houses, and therefore there should be no problem for them to take their animals to graze in their forest. So there was a small private field, and they would convey the animals on a path throughout. There's a shepherd of small domesticated animals who did tshuva. The Beis Din is not obligated him to sell all his animals immediately. Rather, he may sell them gradually. So too a ger who came into possession of dogs and pigs as part of his inheritance, the Beis Din does not obligate him to sell everything all immediately. Rather, he may sell them gradually. Similarly, with regards to one who vowed to purchase a house or to marry a woman in Eretz Yisrael, the Beis Din is not obligated to actually acquire the first house or marry the first woman he sees immediately. Instead, he may wait until he finds the house of the wife appropriate for him. So the story was a certain unmarried woman who had a son who was distressing her. Cost of Nishba, Kol Mishyovi, Ein Mazirasi. And she jumped up and took an oath, impulsively saying, any man who comes to marry me, I will discipline my son, I will not turn away from him. Unworthy men jumped at the opportunity to marry her. This matter came before the Chachamim. Amro, they said, she doesn't need to marry these men. She doesn't need to marry anything. As this woman's intention, an oath was certainly to marry only a man who was appropriate for her. Rabbi continues, Chacham said that one may not raise small domesticated animals, sheep or goats. So too, they said that one may not raise small undomesticated animals. The Chacham said also, may not raise small domesticated animals. Shmuel says one may raise village dogs, cats, monkeys, and gannets, because they serve to clean the house of the mice and other. My chudasnaim, what is chudasnaim? Ambida shirt zacharza. You get amri zacharza, katini shakya, short thighs, veraya bene vardina, and it grazes among the thorn bushes. My shirt, so what is the shirt? So the mitati shakya, because its thighs are short. And Bubble had rendered herself like the residents of Eretz Yisrael with regards to the Isser of the Chacham against raising small domesticated animals. She said to them, what of your sheep and goats? How can you raise these animals in Bubble? So Amalei said to them, Didan komintaralu chuba. A chub and my wife watches the animals to ensure that they do not graze on land belonging to others. So Amalei, about the curse of Hunan said, Chuba tikbrenu livinei. Churba bury your son. Churba bury your son. All the years of Adar Alba, no children of Rahuna from Churba survived due to the curse. Once happened to be present at a house where a celebration was being held, marking the passage of a week of a newborn son, a circumcision. Some say it was a house where celebration was being held, marking the redemption of her firstborn son. Will not enter before Shmuel for a reason the Gemara will explain. Will not enter before Rabasi, so he considered Rabasi to be greater than he. Rabasi will not enter before Rab, as Rab was his teacher. They said, Man nitarach, who should stand behind and let the others come before him? Shmuel stand behind and let Rab and Rabasi come inside in that order. After Shmuel himself would enter. So I asked, why did they decide to let Rab and Rabasi stand behind? So it was a marriage gesture that Rab performed for Shmuel, initially stating that Rab would precede him, because Rab did not really feel that Shmuel was superior to him. And again, Rab was the Amod of the Shmuel. My cows and himself and divertently cursed Shmuel, Rab took upon himself to feed Shmuel with difference. In the meantime, while all this was going on, a cat came and severed the hand of the baby. Rab emerged from the house and taught. With a cat that's permitted to kill it, even privately owned. Also, the kama is prohibited to maintain in one's possession. It's not subject to the issue against theft if one takes it from its owners. And there's no case, there's no obligation to return the lost object to its owners. Or asks a question with regards to Rav's statement. And since you said that it's permitted to kill it, mine you too also the kaime. What is it needed to state further that it's also to maintain in one's possession? If a cat is considered such a dangerous animal that it's permitted to kill it, Of course, one cannot keep it in his possessions. What does it mean mutal argoi is a sort of like a kosh. Well, and therefore it teaches us that also sus to keep one's possession. Amri Chum said a further question of Rav statement. Keeping that was a Mishum Gozel, and since you said that it's not subject to the issue against theft, if one takes it from its owners, mind you to Ein Mishum Hashim Havidul Bailan. What is it? What's the need to state further that it's not subject to the obligation or return the lost item to its owners? What it means it's hide. Basically, they asked the Shada, Rishim ben Elozaim Gadol Kol Kufan. When we raise village dogs, Chatulin, cats, V'koifin, and monkeys, for the small Mnisha, Swing the Nakas Abayas. So the Gemara resolved, Salashtai, Lakasha, Abu Upwa, Abu Huda. Ruling the Bryce is stated with regards to the black cat, which is harmless, whereas that ruling of Rav is stated with regards to the white cat. Amaisa did Rav, but instead of Rav, it was a Kamah, it was a black cat. Since this cat severed the baby's hand, it's obviously a vicious, dangerous animal. So awesome Ukma bar Shivora. There was a black cat, it was the offspring of a white one. I said, when we buy by the Rabbi, we asked the Shayla, the Rabbi, Kama bar Shivora Mal. What does that look with regards to a black cat that is the offspring of a white one? Is it also dangerous like a parent? You need to raise this Shayla, what is with regards to a black cat that is the offspring of a white cat, that itself is the offspring of a black cat. I said, is Bukoma Bas Chibora Basibora Hava. Instinct with Rav is with the black cat that was the offspring of a white cat, which was itself the offspring of a white cat. Now the Gemara provides a mnemonic device for the discussing distinguishing letters in the various names of the sons of Bar Papa. Chabad Dias B'chan Simon Amr Bacha Bar Rapab Mishum Rab Abo Bar Papa Mishum Rab Ada Bar Ada Amr Amr Rab Abo Bar Babo Mishum Rab Chila Bar Papa Mishum Rab Acha Bar Babo Amr Abo Bar Papa Mishum Rab Acha Bar Papa Mishum Rab Chalina Bar Papa. Mastir al Ashikuch B'Shabbos. The base that sounds the alarm on Shabbos for a breakout of sores. The doors and nelos lib made tipasach, and a door that is locked will not be opened quickly. Alekeh bayis Eretz Yisrael, and the person who purchases a house in Eretz Yisrael, one writes a bill of sale for the transaction on Shabbos. Basically, that's a shadla from a brisa. After explaining how the public engaged in davening when there was a drought, the brisa says, "Shara pornis and misrakshus the boys." And it says, with regards to other types of calamities that break out upon the community, like sores, locusts, flies, hornets, mosquitoes, infestation, snakes, and scorpions, the base will not sound the alarm. But the people would cry, it's mashma that it's not proper to sound the alarm on Shabbat for a epidemic of sores. The West says, Lekasher kan bala kami yovish. Is referring to moist sores, whereas there is referring to dry sores. For more dangerous than moist ones. Says that the boils that the Abishter brought upon the Egyptians were moist on the outside and dry on the inside. And it came a boil breaking out with oozing upon man and upon beast. The door that is locked will not be opened quickly. He says, if one meets with residents in his quest to receive smicha, you should not take it as a sign that this opportunity will not soon open for him again. Anyone who is treated poorly will not soon be treated well. But everybody should be well. There was a bird saying only a matter that reflected what had occurred to him. Like here, even Yisrael, that person, one who purchases a house in Eretz Yisrael, case in love, I know if you live Shabbos. Talking about Shabbos, so go there, Klamanova. Awesome, but the Rabbi says earlier, I'm really the Geva Isa. One tells a guy to do so, and does so. Achinami, I'm really the Geva Isa. I forgot the middle gate Shuasi. It's Shuz, from Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, they goes the rule. one of the shvus. Our Rabbi Shmuel ben Nachmina Richan on the Kech Beretz Yisrael Kevanis to give Liderech Mar Bar Chosam Shum Yishtu Elam. Regard the person who purchases a city in Eretz Yisrael, the Beis Din forces him to purchase a path to the city from all four sides, each and the purchases of settling in Eretz Yisrael.